Session. My name is Granger, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in a beautiful, beautiful province of Ontario, Canada. And I am excited to be with you tonight. I am popping on just a few minutes before 7, so YouTube can let you know I got live, and that gives me a chance to make sure everything looks great and able to find myself. I hope you guys had a great day. It was a beautiful day here. It has been it's been warm but not humid, which is so nice. I said to my friend today, it definitely feels like the burr months are starting to settle in. Like it's starting to feel a little bit like fall, which I love fall. I'm all ready for like cooler weather. If you are here, so today is Wednesday, August, oh my gosh, 19th. Can you believe it? It's the 19th of August. Where did the summer go? Like honestly, where did 2026 go? It just feels like it is crazy. If you are here, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. So each week, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Stamp with Anne community. And if you are watching regular, thank you for joining me tonight. So each week I pick a product of the week and I come to you with usually about 4 projects, and I usually make a project with you and then I share 3 other projects with you. So this week I decided to use the Scalloped Bloom Bundle. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the bundle. I'm going to show you the DSP. We're going to make a card. I'm going to show you some samples. Then I got a little bit of housekeeping to do with you. So as I said, if you're here, say hi, let me know, interact with me, chat with me. That's the best way. It's like you and I are crafting in my craft room, aka which I call is my happy place. I don't know about you, but it is truly is my happy place. I love coming in here. I love spending time. A lot of time I'll put on music, and that is like just relaxes me so much. And I love sharing my creativity with others. I often was thinking like, what would I do without crafting? I'm not like a TV person, so I was like, I don't know what I would do to fill my days, but I truly love crafting, and it like fills my heart with love. So this week I picked Scalloped Bloom Bundle. This bundle is actually in our May to August catalog, and I'll show you that in a minute. What I liked about it was, it was scallops. I don't know about you, but I love scallops. And this came out in May, and this is one of the products Stampin' Up! I said like, hey, it's gonna be around for a full year. So I was like, you know what, when I was sat down to kind of figure out what I wanted to do for product of the week, or kind of that in between, right? Like I want to show you stuff that's still in the catalog, but I also want to show you stuff that's coming out in the new September to December. But I was like, nope, let's do this. So I picked this because I thought it was a great one. I like it because for a few reasons. A, it's a scallop die, but I like the greetings. So you can do like happy birthday, wishing you a day of relaxation and love. You can do thank you, or thank you for being there, or thank you, you're a blessing to me, thinking of you. You could do hugs, you can do your kindness mean the world to me. Like I like it that you can mix and match. So you can do like some of these sayings on the front and some on the inside, and vice versa. So this is our photo palmer. This is our new stamp stamp holders, and they usually come in these sleeves. And what I have been doing lately, I used to store all my die cuts on magnetic sheets from Stampin' Storage, but I don't have the new magnetic sheets yet. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. But lately what I've been doing is storing my stamps and dies in one pack. It's just less, it's just, I find it because then I can pull it. I know I'm pulling this out and I have what I need. I'm not looking for another die set. So this is a stamp set. And I have to tell you, when I opened up the dies, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect them to be like that. So these are the scallop dies. You get 14 dies in this pack, but look at the dies. They're massive. When I opened this, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect them to be this big. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers of the scalloping dies. And what I like is that one layer is like a normal border, and then the second layer is like a stitched border. Now, if you've been following me for a very long time, you know that I'm a huge fan of anything stitched. I just think it gives that extra little detail on your projects. You've got a great tag here. I love this one. It's perfect for greetings. And you've also got this one which is great for like little tags and stuff like that. So a lot of great die cuts in this piece. And as I said, there's 14 different layers. So that is the stamp set and die. And I always like to pair my my product with some designer series paper. Now this is the Bloom Boutique designer series paper, and I'll show you where that is in a minute. When I pulled it out to play with it, I was like, wow, this is really pretty. I love it because A, it shows off our new 2026-2020 in colors, which are Barely Brush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hues, Peaceful Pine, and Gold. I'm gonna tell you, I had my team gathering on Sunday, and we always do like a make and take, and we were showcasing a new suite coming up in September catalog, and I'll be sharing that with you in a few weeks. And I used the Golden Glow for the first time, that cardstock. That paper is beautiful. It is going to be a beautiful color for your fall projects. Like that with Cajun Craze, oh my gosh, and Early Espresso, really, really pretty colors. It's a great color combination. So if you have not looked at the Golden Glow color, you might want to look at that for all of our, if your holiday projects. Also, our cardstock and designer series paper is 15% off right now to the end of the month, which is an amazing deal. So select papers and select cardstock is on sale. I have to tell you, when I sit down and create, so I create this sampler, I cut them in 2 inches and I just print them out on my computer. I like it because it shows me what the patterns are. It is easier for me to show you here on video, but I also like it because it has the coordinating colors. So when I'm creating, I know what I'm using. I have to tell you, I gravitated to these 2 patterns right here, that Peaceful Pine. I could not stop using them. I had to like finally be like, Anne, you can't use these anymore. You've got to show off the other patterns. So that is the paper. It is a specialty, which means it has a little bit of like a gold through it, which is really, really nice. You can see it kind of picking up there. So beautiful, beautiful colors palette in that paper. All right, so let me show you where you can find that in our catalog. So this is our May to September May to August. It's actually is done May 31st. The good news is not a lot of the products in this catalog are retiring. They're not in the last chance list, which means they're going to be around for a little bit longer, which I'm super, super excited about because there's some really great products in here. All right, so what we are showcasing tonight is the Scalloped Bloom and the Blooming Boutique designer series paper. So it's actually part of a suite, which is called Bloom Boutique. In this suite, you have the stamps that I showed you, the designer series paper. It also has these scalloped boxes that you can get, and it also has another set that's more floral. I just went with the scallops because I feel like I already have a lot of floral flowers, so I really was just looking for the scallops. So you can see like here how they used them on some bigger projects and stuff like that. So that is the catalog. That is where you can find that catalog. So let me show you what we're going to create tonight. As I said, we are creating a project together, and then I will show you some samples, and then we'll do a bit of housekeeping. So when I sit down to create my projects, I often think about like, oh, what do I want to share? And this time around, I decided that it would be fun to create a fancy fold card. When I was looking at the papers, I thought, oh, these papers would be really good for a fancy fold. So as I shared with you in my videos, I have a basket that sits in my desk, and it has all kinds of fancy fold templates. So when I'm looking to create a project, I just go to my little basket, flip through, and find a template. I'm not scrolling on social media. I'm not scrolling in Pinterest, and then you lose so many hours because you literally would go down a rabbit hole if you're looking for stuff in there. So I just have this big black mark there. I think it's gone. I think it's my phone, the way my phone is sitting on my camera. I just want to make sure that I move it out there for you guys. Okay, I think that's good. So when I was going through, I found this template that I had created a long time ago, which I think is a great way for you. So I just used cardstock, I used old designer series paper, and what I do is I write down the embellishments. I write down the measurements. So this fancy fold opens up like this, so kind of cute. Like I'll write, like I said, I take a pattern, old designer series paper, I'll write with my Sharpie what the measurements are, and I'll write it in the inside. I am going to showcase this, this template will be, not the template, but the measurements and all that will be on my blog on Friday when I upload this video. So let's show you what we're actually creating tonight. So I decided to create this card using Barely Brush and Crisp Cantaloupe, and I pulled in a little bit of gold from that designer series paper. And I love it that it just goes like this. So it's really just cute. Now you could adhere this closed so that it doesn't open like that. It would just open like this. So totally how you want to do it. But I think that adds us a little bit of surprise element to your card. And I don't know about you, but I can see, like, if I got this card given to me, I would just be like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Like, you would play with it. So our pattern paper, our cardstock, let's do this first, is 5.5 by 8.5. And what we're going to do is we're going to score it at 1 1/4 on one side. I got something on my thing here. So there's 1 1/4. I'm using the Stampin' Up paper trimmer. This is the lighter one, which means that is my score. We're going to flip it and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Making sure my measurement is right. So there we go. And we're done with that. So we're going to get our bone folder and we're going to just fold it here. So let's just go like that. And then we're going to fold it back like that. And that's how that creates that little template of opening and closing. All right, so we're just gonna make sure you give it like a good crease. That just helps keep your project, like when you're mailing it flat or giving it. All right, so we have a piece of our designer series paper, and I will give you that measurement. It is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and this will actually, let me start that up. If you wanted to use just DSP, your measurement would be 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. I wanted to layer a little bit of a cardstock on it. So this layer is actually 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. My DSP is, oh, it's the same. I must have changed my mind. So let's do that. So my DSP is going to be 2.5 by 5. I think when I first designed this, I cut it as a DSP. But then I was like, no, I kind of wanted a little bit of color behind it. So that's why I did that. I put that there just in case. All right, so that should perfectly work there. So let's get our adhesives. I am a seal person. I love my tape runner. All right, we're just gonna put that. Isn't that paper pretty? I just love the, like the little bit of gold through it. It's really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. You might hear my puppy in the background. He is so tired. I had a friend over this afternoon, and when people are visiting, he doesn't like to nap. And then I took him for a big walk because I was like, I need to walk him before I do my video. All right, so we have 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 1 by 5 1/2. And then I have 2 pieces of that designer series paper that measure 3/4 by 5 1/2. So let's go ahead and put that down. Like I said, isn't that paper just beautiful? This paper would be beautiful, like for bridal shower, gift cards. You could use this for like an all occasion. I just think it's really, really pretty. And I think I might be over just a little bit, so let's just trim that up. It was a good day around here. It was a productive day. I worked in my room. I have an event on Saturday, so I've been busy prepping for that. My good friend Kay came, and we decided today we would go on an adventure. So we went and had lunch together, did a little bit of shopping. It was so fun. It was just nice to get out of the house. All right, so we're going to take the first one and we're going to adhere it here. So then that gives you that like fold there. Now, when we put down our second one, we want to put it so that it lines up on this edge, because we want that little bit of pink showing, Barely Brush, so that it looks like it's just, you know, sitting there as part of the, so let's just put that right up against there. All right, I have a piece of white, basic white, and it is 3 by 5 1/4. Now, when you go to adhere this down, you want, like, I would be like, okay, let's put that there and settle it up. But then you're gonna see that little bit of white when you have the finished card. So what I decided to do was I actually moved it right up to my score line. And then when you close it, you don't have that little bit of a white edge there showing. So we're gonna stamp in there. We're actually gonna stamp wishing you a day of relaxation and love. I just thought that was a really nice way to wish somebody a happy birthday. Like, hey, like you should do something for yourself. All right, so we're gonna grab our block. So I'm just going to put my stamp down so that the photo polymer can expand. I'm gonna pick it up with my clear block. And we are going to stamp it in Peaceful Pine, which is one of our 2026-2028 in colors. And the neat thing about these are our new magnetic ink pads. So they actually they only come in the 5 colors right now. So it's Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hues, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, and Barely Brush. Which is nice is they're magnetic, so they stack together. Like, look, like I can't even, which I'm super, super excited for. And if you're a person who struggles with opening our current ink pads, you're really going to like these. This is really, really nice. So we're just gonna put that there and grab up my ink, just tap, tap, tap. And I just need to make sure here I'm stamping in the middle. Probably put my head in the thing there for you guys. Sorry about that. I should have just moved it closer to me. Oh, not so bad. I actually didn't. There's a little bit of a lag to say. I think Facebook's doing some Facebooking things today. All right. I just cleaned that up. So let's go ahead and put that back in. Now we're going to use the word happy birthday. So let's bring that one in. And we'll put that down to rest. And we'll pick, I think I might need a bigger block. Yeah. We'll pick that up with our bigger block. All right, now let's go ahead and adhere this down. So as I said to you, you want to make sure when you adhere this down that you're putting it right close to, oops, that's my card already, right close to the crease line, because you don't want to see the little white piece when you, so see, it's not showing, where if I would have moved it over, we would have saw that. All right, so let's put that there. I have die cut out already one of the Scalloped Blooms. So this Scalloped Bloom measures, I think this is the 4th one. Let me see here, just to show you for reference, is this one. So I used, it is the fourth one from the smallest. So that is just, I cut that out. So this is our gold foil, and there, so you can see it has that nice stitched line. What I love about this is that our circle punches work perfectly. This is a 2 3/8 circle punch, and it works beautifully centered in there, and it gives you that little bit around, which is really, really nice. So that's a nice, if you're looking to layer, the 2 3/8 circle punch works beautifully with that. All right, so let's bring back in that Peaceful Pine. Let's open that up again. And we're gonna stamp happy birthday. This time I'm just gonna move it down here a little bit. I really like the font on this one. It's like a little bit of a cursive, but like a nice one. I like when Stampin' Up mixes the different like greetings fonts. It's really nice. And you can see, I'll bring you in the thing here, and you can see that. So you can see that they've got like, you know, just like a plain, and then they got more cursive. Sorry, so that's a really nice one. So let me close this up, and let me just show you what I mean. So what I do is, here is the stamp set, right? And then here is our dies. So I just put the 2 of them together, and then I put them in my package like this. And then I just adhere them. So it is in one, it's one unit. So when I pull this out now, I have the stamp set in the dies. I don't have to go look. The nice thing about it is you have one extra clear envelope, which you could use for, like, you could put pattern paper if you measured it out to be that size. You can put your embellishments in here. There's a lot you could, even our ephemera packs, like our mix and match would be great here, and then you can use a label to label them. So that's how I've been storing my stamps and dies. I really like that. I just started doing that recently. My next thing is to figure out how to use the, like, to figure out if I want to dye like a magnetic sheet in there. All right, just going to adhere that down. We're going to bring in our dimensionals, and we're going to pop it up. So here's the thing when you're adhering this, you want to make sure that you don't put anything on this side. So this would be my left side, because if I was to put dimensionals there, guess what? We're securing that down, and we don't want that. So what I did, and then just an easy tip to remember, is I actually just put it on my flap here, because then I knew that I was in the right area, and I wasn't going to seal it shut. Because trust me, I have sealed cards shut before, and it's not fun. Okay, let me grab my favorite tool, which is the Take-A-Pick tool. This is our Take-A-Pick tool that has like a putty end and then a little end. I like to use the putty side for when I'm doing embellishments. We are using the new 2026-2028 ink color. So this is the one thing I absolutely love about Stampin' Up! Is the coordination. I love that I can go from cardstock to pattern paper to embellishments to ink to ribbon, and everything coordinates. That is my top favorite thing about Stampin' Up! So when I sit down and pick a pattern paper, then I know the coordinating colors, and that's what I will use to create my projects with. So there's no, it takes the guessing out of it. So we're just going to use these little adhesives. They're so cute. And let's share my puppy, and we'll put one there. So one of my top 10 tools probably in my craft room is the Take-A-Pick tool. That is a must if you are wanting to pick up embellishments. You could use, there's a lot of other ways, but that would be my top pick if you were like, hey, what tool would you get me in? So these are the in color embellishments. I also want to show you, we have in color butterflies, which is really neat. This one has all the colors. So these are the 5 in colors, but this one also has white. And I've actually seen people use their stamping blends and color the butterflies, which I thought was a really neat idea. All right, so there is our fancy fold for tonight, showcasing the Scalloped Bloom Bundle and the Bloom Boutique Designer Series paper. That is a mouthful, so it just adds that little added surprise element to when you give it to a friend or family member or a coworker. We should really get in the habit of making a card and sending a card, because when we send a card in the mail, it is like a hug in the mail, and who wouldn't want to go to the mailbox and find a nice hand-stamped card a handmade card in the mail? It would just warm your heart. It truly would. All right, so I have some other samples to share with you, so let's pull that one over. So usually when I sit down, I try to make 4, depending on if I'm in the groove, I might make more. So I made this card. This card uses the Hydrangea Hue color. I pulled in that gold scallop again, so the gold foil. And then on this time, I decided to do wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness, and love. And then you could stamp happy birthday on the inside. Sometimes I leave my cards blank because I do sell them to my family, and friends and my coworkers, and they like to write their own messages. I once again used those in color dots, so I used these right here for that. And then I brought in the gorgeous Hydrangea Hues ribbon. And this ribbon is really nice and easy to work with. And if you've been following me, you know one of my tips I share. And if you're new, I'll just share it with you. Is I had these binder clips it was like a Stampin' Up kit. I was cleaning them out, and I was like, oh, these binder clips are really neat. And if you just clip your ribbon and binder clip, it keeps your ends nice so you don't have to try to figure out where they are. But then you have this nice, it lays nice on your like shelf or wherever you, I have these like in a paper holder, in a ribbon holder. All right, so there is our second card. Our third card, I used the crisp cantaloupe, and there's that beautiful paper I told you about at the beginning of the video. I could not stop using this paper. I literally had to stop myself because I was like, if I could have like a couple prints from every pack, this would be the 2 prints I definitely would want. I just think it's really gorgeous. I love the peaceful pine, but with the pop of white and that little bit of crisp cantaloupe in there, it's really, really pretty. So crisp cantaloupe is my cardstock. I did a strip of the DSP and then I offset it with the other color of peaceful pine, which is scallops. Brought in that scallop die again, and then I brought in the butterflies to showcase the butterfly in colors. This sketch I actually got from my good friend Mary over on Stampin' Peace with Mary. She does a Make It With Monday series. Make It Monday with Mary series. And she does a really good job of like giving templates out. So I love that. So this is actually on my blog today. This one was on my blog on Monday. So the last card I was looking, when I was looking at the dies, as I said to you, I really liked this die right here. And I was like, oh, like what do I want to show you guys? So I decided to show you how you can take the designer series paper and make it into a Christmas card. I actually cased myself from a card similar that I did a few weeks ago, but I changed up the pattern paper. So I used Very Vanilla, Cherry Cobbler, and there's that Peaceful Pine scalloped paper, which is beautiful. I pulled in the Botanical Glow stamp set. So I stamped my leaf in the background with the Botanical Glow stamp in Peaceful Pine. Then using the new hot foil system, which I am absolutely in love with, it adds that extra added element to your cards, and I love the way it gives that foil shine without the mess of like heat embossing, like with powder. So I embossed, I hot foiled the gold foil on, and then so there's the hot foil die. So that is this is one of my favorite ones. I love this one a lot. Then I pulled in the Very Vanilla little greeting from the Scalloped Bloom dies. I stamped my greeting in Cherry Cobbler in the Holly Jolly greeting, and it actually comes from the Festival of Cheer stamp set, which is right here. So it's great. It has a few different sayings, a big one, and then it has all these different ornaments that you can make. We're actually going to be showcasing this in the next few weeks. I actually think it might be next week. I pulled in these gold dots. So these gold dots are also new. These will be a sneak peek. These will be out in our September to December catalog. They're just gold adhesive back, and they are so pretty. Look at that little just added gold to the card. So they will be available starting September 1st. And then if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm really trying to stamp through my stash, crate through my stash. So I had this gold trim ribbon, and I was like, that is perfect to add to the gold. So that is what I went with. I do have gold ribbon, but it's thicker, and I really just wanted something very dainty to put on my card. So that is what I used. If you follow me, I have been saying that what I've come to learn is when something retires from Stampin' Up, I either have a full pack of it, I barely use the ribbon, I barely use the embellishments. So I'm really trying hard to use more of that. And I figure, you know what, embellishments are embellishments, ribbon is ribbon. We all have those in our stash. All right, so that is all. That is what creativity I wanted to share with you tonight, is different ways of using the Scalloped Bloom Bundle. This bundle would be perfect if you were a card maker or you are a scrapbooker. You could do some really fun things with that big scrapbook, that big scallop die. So let me just pull these off to the side. We're gonna do a few housekeeping notes and then I'll bring them back in. So as I shared with you, the Scalloped Bloom is in our May to August catalog. It is one that will be around for a while, so you don't have to worry about that. there are some items in this catalog that are on the last chance list. You're probably thinking, well, what's the last chance list, Anne? The last chance list is where Stampin' Up! Puts the product before it retires. So it'll be in a catalog and then they're like, oh, like, you know, we're gonna retire that, so let's move that to the last chance list. The last chance list is updated every other month. So it was just updated at the beginning of August. There are items on there that have been deeply discounted or further discounts, and there has been new product added. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 pages. So once the product is on there and then once it runs out, that means it's officially sold. So if you're looking for some deals, I would check out the last chance list. That is a great place for you to check out. Also wanted to remind you of our product of the month. So our product of the month is a special product that is released each month at the beginning of the month. It is while supplies last. So if you were to wait to the end of the month, you might not get it. So I always say, if there's something you want, order early. Here, I'm in Canada. So here in Canada, when you place a $100 order or more before taxes and shipping, you will unlock the product of the month for $7. You can add it to your cart for $7. This paper is gorgeous. It is a specialty paper. It has a shimmer to it. And it is really beautiful paper for your projects for fall. And remember, I said to you that golden glow color is beautiful. So look at there, like just stunning, stunning paper. That is still available. Now, wanted to remind you that our DSP sale is still on in cardstock. So 15% off select cardstock in designer series paper until August 31st. So you only have, 12 more days, which is crazy to say that September is just around the corner. But the best part is from today, which is Wednesday, August 19th to Friday, August 21st, Stampin' Up! Is doing 2 times the reward. So instead of getting 10% back in rewards, you're actually getting 20% back in rewards, which is a bonus. So now is a great time if you are like, you know, you have some you wanted to place an order. Now is a great time to check, like, do you have your adhesives? Do you have envelopes? Do you have cardstock? Maybe there's some pattern paper you want. Maybe there's a bundle you have on. Maybe there's some stuff on the last chance list. Now is a great time to place that order because you are going to get 2 times the rewards, which is so, so exciting. So to those who have placed orders, thank you. If you're here in Canada and you do not have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to work with you. You can head to my blog, which is www.stampwithanne.com, or click shop now. And the links will also be in this video, underneath this video after we're done. So that is that. If you are in the London and surrounding area in Ontario, I do offer classes. I actually have a class on Saturday. I'm so, so excited. It is my first in-person class in a long time. And I have come to learn that I love my in-person classes. I love the connecting. I love the fun, the gathering, the laughter, the snacking. I love it all. So I am going back to in-person classes along with doing my videos and everything else. I wish you could see my desk because my desk is full of all the projects for the weekend and all the product. We're doing a festive party and I'm so, so excited. But you can still register for classes in September. So I'm only doing this class in September because I will be returning to work and just need to get back into the groove. But come join me for cookies and cards. We're going to make some Christmas cards to help you get ready for the festive season. So we'll be making 3. We'll be snacking, drinking, like hot chocolate, coffee, like pop. And we will be making some Christmas cards while we enjoy some yummy cookies. 2 dates. There is a Thursday night from 7 to 9 or Saturday morning. I will be putting this event up on my Stamp with Anne pages where you are on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. We would love to have you attend. And I cannot wait to show you. Here is our new September to December catalog. Per Stampin' Up! Policy, I cannot show you the inside until September 1st, but not to worry. I have lots of fun things planned to show you all the amazing products that are in here and that will be released in our September online exclusives. I have been working behind the scenes and I'm so, so excited to share with you. If you're here in Canada and you do not have a demonstrator, I would be happy to work with you. Pop me an email or a message and I will pop one of these catalogs in the mail. I prepped my catalogs. They are going in the mail towards the end of the week or beginning or on Monday. So I'm excited for my customers to get this in their hand. It truly is a beautiful catalog. I love it. All right, that's all the housekeeping notes. So let's bring back in our projects just to share with you as we do a recap. Here is the fancy fold card we made. Here is another card. Here is another sample, and here is our last sample. All right, so we showcased the Scalloped Bloom Bundle and the Bloom Boutique Designer Series paper. Once this video finishes uploading and processing, I will put this card on my blog on Friday along with the measurements so that you will be able to recreate this card and watch the video. As I said, you can make this as a Christmas card, a thank you card. You could do a lot with this template. I think it would be a fun Christmas card. All that will be up on my blog on Friday. This one and this one is already on my blog, which is www.stampwithanne, and you will find the measurements over there for that. I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight and taking time out of your day or evening to watch. And if you're watching on the replay, shout out to those replay warriors, because I know this time of year is very busy. Sports are ending. We want to be outside as much as we can, enjoy that weather before we get into those colder months. But I'm excited. I can't wait to be back with you again next week. So set your alarms for 7 p.m. Eastern time. We will be making some, I believe we're making Christmas next. We're working with Christmas stuff next week. I don't know about you, but I like to make my Christmas cards early. Instead of doing them like in November, December, I would rather make them like throughout the year and then, well, kind of like July on. And then when Christmas rolls around, they're ready to be mailed and they're ready to be addressed and sent in the mail. So, and we will be showing you some more Christmas stuff next week. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Have a great rest of your week. And I will see you guys back here next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So set your alarm and come join me over in the Stamp with Anne community. All right, everyone. Have a great night.